Without Stephen Curry and on the second night of a back-to-back, the Dubs faced the tall task of defeating Giannis Antetokounmpo, Damian Lillard, and the fully healthy fourth-seeded Milwaukee Bucks. Thankfully for Warrior fans, while Steph was out, Brandon Podziemski returned to the lineup after missing the previous 5 games with a back injury. Skip ahead to the game if you wish, but let's delve into the biggest narrative right now on Warriors ground. In his 16th season at age 37 and having put the team on his back offensively for a while now, Stephen Curry's been dealing with a lower back injury over the last week, and speaking on Curry's fatigue, Steve Kerr said he's tired, he's exhausted, he's been carrying us for a month. Here was Jimmy Butler on Steph's fatigue.
Exhausted. Do you see him having wearing down a little bit?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's wearing down, but it's okay to be tired, and that's on myself and that's on us as a unit to pick up the slack for him. He's, as everybody wants to think that he is superhuman, he is not. He is our leader, and we must protect him at all times. I will tell you that. So that's on myself for sure, but everybody else to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and give my man a break.
How can you do that?
Make sure that we don't turn the ball over, one. Make sure we get a shot on goal. Make sure we get a good shot on goal at that. And execute. I think whenever you execute and get the ball where it needs to go, that's my job more than anybody's. And maybe Dre's. His job's a lot easier.
Additionally, after the Warriors were shocked and quite frankly embarrassed by the Jokic, Murray, and Brownless Nuggets on Monday night, the man in charge with the most wins in franchise history gave his take on how his team showed up.
20 turnovers tonight, including some pretty bad ones down the stretch. I mean, is that what you pinpoint most?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to win an NBA game when you throw the ball to the other team 10 times, and that's what we were facing tonight. And they played a great game. The minute we heard all those guys were out, it's like, all right, guys, here we go. We've seen this a million times. This is how it works in the NBA. The other teams' guys are going to go nuts. They can't wait to play. There's no pressure, and so we've seen it a lot. And we didn't respond right away. We played poorly out of the gate and never found rhythm. And they played great. The right team won. We didn't deserve that. We were awful.
You were particularly agitated in a first quarter huddle. I mean, was it about just the energy you guys didn't bring, or do you remember that?
Yeah, just overall execution. Body language was bad. These are always tough nights. Like I said, you go into a game and the other team's best players are out, and it's like there's like this natural letdown. Even though you raise it, you bring it up, you talk about it, but we got what we deserved for sure.
Meanwhile, here was Stephen Kerr saying he's exhausted.
Steve said he thinks you're tired right now. Just how are you feeling, and do you want to play tomorrow night?
I feel fine. Obviously, I didn't play great at all, so everybody's going to, including coach, is going to try to figure out why. And mostly the turnovers, dumb plays all night, but had a really good run. You expect to have a level of consistency and whatnot, so when it doesn't happen, it becomes a question. I feel like more so my back that I'm dealing with the last couple of days, see how that responds tomorrow. But otherwise, feel pretty solid.
Draymond chimed in on the narrative as well.
You've said Steph is tired. Do you see it?
It's game 68. I think we're all tired. It's the reality of the NBA. So we just got to all figure out a way. But I think, all things considered, everybody's tired. You usually, the way the season works, you kind of start off the season fresh and kind of get to a point to where you, maybe after, it used to be like late January, early February, really late January, you start getting into them dog days. And then you get to the All-Star break and you kind of get rejuvenated coming out of the break. And then you kind of get to this point and it's like can't quite see the All-Star break anymore. But you can't quite see the end yet, and you kind of hit those dog days again. And that's where everybody is right now in the NBA. Unfortunately, we got a lot to play for in these games. So, you don't get the luxury of tricking off games or, a bunch of rest. We need to win games. So.
Is rejuvenation possible when you guys are trying to stack wins? Rejuvenation for you, for Jimmy, for Steph? I mean, what's the tension between maintaining bodies but making sure that you're not in the play-in?
Yeah, we just want to not be in the play-in. So whatever we got to do, we got to figure it out.
Curry was ruled out with a lower back injury early on Tuesday as the Dubs opted to give their main guy some rest. Here was the reasoning from Kerr.
He's fine physically. His back was fine last night. He put up a fight last night when I told him I wanted to give him the night off, but he understood. You guys know Steph, when he's emotionally tired, it affects his decision making. And so he's been turning it over last couple games. He's a little out of sorts. So we've got lots of experience with this. With Steph, we know him well, and just needs a night off once in a while. And he's for sure earned it. I mean, he's just carried us on the road trip, and he's been amazing. And but the last couple of games, I think the fatigue has shown, and so give him a night, and then he'll be right back out there Thursday.
Draymond collapses onto Giannis to deny him on one of the Bucks' first possessions. The rookie in post, being back in the starting five for the last couple games, drained a bomb. Jimmy Butler hit a 99% contested triple. Jimmy proceeded to find Quentin Post in the pocket, as the 1-2 punch of Butler and Post is becoming a problem. Draymond shuffled over to deny Giannis around the hoop before Moody got a good look in transition and knocked it down, and the Dubs were off to a 12-3 start, a great way to shake off what happened on the previous night. Late shot clock situation sees Butler set up Podziemski for his first bucket back in the face of Giannis. Draymond contested Kuzma at the iron to force a bad miss. The young sniper in pods used a green screen to knock home his second triple. Kuminga had a terrible miss off a Draymond lob. Jonathan was then denied by Giannis. After missing another shot, Kuminga finally got to the hole on the baseline for this reverse. Kuminga was getting to the rim, but was missing point blank. But this putback JK had no problem with. Looney blocked Dame, and Hield spaced out to hit the three. Looney again blocked Dame, this time at the buzzer around the three-point line. Brandon Podziemski got free to drain a smooth pull-up J. Butler found Moody cutting baseline with all eyes focused on Jimmy. With long strides, Butler attacked Kuzma in space after pushing the pace off the inbound. Off an inbounds play where Post pops to the arc, Quentin's able to knock this down to put the Dubs up 13. Draymond Green rotated from the weak side to save a dunk on one end, which led to former NCAA lacrosse player Pat Spencer laying this home. Spencer then flew over to force a miss on AJ Green. Out of a timeout, the Warriors run this floppy action to get Buddy Hield open. Hield was cooking as he'd pull up from the elbow. Trace Jackson-Davis contested Damian Lillard on this three right here. Shout out to TJD. Pods got downhill to his right to continue his perfect night, as he was 4 for 4. The Butler post connection comes through again right here, as Jimmy makes a nifty skip pass. This split action works to perfection, as Jimmy Butler is able to utilize his elite ability to cut to the rim without the basketball. Great setup from Dre. The Dubs disrespected Kyle Kuzma's jumper on this possession, and he made them pay by cutting the lead to 7. Giannis then got downhill to make it an 11-0 Bucks run. Kuzma bottomed another 3 to make it a 14-0 Bucks run. Guy Santos picked up a crucial 0 board and Draymond floated home a runner. But a high-low action between Giannis and Lopez countered that. Guy Santos hit a massive shot from the corner. Brook Lopez popped to the arc for this rainbow. Draymond threw it away. Guy Santos threw it away. Kuzma finished on the roll, and the Warriors could not score. Butler collapsed the defense and found GP2. Kuminga threw Gary Trent Jr. to the ground after grabbing him by his neck. This was a dirty play from Jonathan, and he was given a flagrant 1. The Bucks took a 6-point lead when Giannis exposed Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield then clapped back by snatching a steal and hitting a triple. Porter Jr. was contested heavily by Payton Jr. Butler was fouled on a triple, and the Dubs led by 2 after 3 despite losing the quarter 32-20. Butler was then fouled on a triple from the exact same spot, but this time he made it. Don't enter Jimbo's landing space. Butler could have been fouled again right here, but he drained this mid-range fader to make it a 14-0 Dubs run. Watch this possession where the Dubs clamp up defensively.
Top. Kevin Porter blocked by Draymond. A ricochet back to Lillard. Shot clock at 5. And Lillard.
Before Hield broke out in transition for the triple. Draymond continued to clamp up Giannis.
That could be Betty Barometer.
A drive and kick from Dame to Gary Trent Jr. sets up this triple, but the Butler post connection instantly responded.
In the baseline, quick post catch and shoot triple.
Jimmy got inside to float it home with finesse over Giannis. Butler then got into his playmaking bag to spot a wide open GP2. Taurean Prince had a response. Podziemski knocked down a clutch triple to make him 5 for 8 on the night. GP2 then played outstanding defense in an isolation on Dame. Jimmy then dropped it off to Gary to make it an 8-point Dubs lead with 137. Butler then found Pods for yet another triple, as Pods was cooking all night. This sealed the win for the Dubs. Let me know all your takes on the Warriors' victory down below. This was your boy D-Flow, and I'll see you next video.